Maybe somebody else has had this problem before. But yeah, it's just driving me nuts. And I'm trying to do part 2 of this video and it's not. Right, it says it's starting. Right, let's click on live. I should be able to get it now. Oh god, it's still there. What the? This is just stupid. What the hell is it? I'm going to have to use another live stream program or something because this is just nuts. This is just stupid. Settings. YouTube settings. I'm just going to have to go through this menu. What's draw on top anyway? Permission already granted? What the hell's draw on top? I'm going to turn that off. Right. Right, so perfect drawing over other apps. This permission allows an app to display on top of other apps that you're using and may interfere with your use of the interface in other applications or change what you think you are seeing in other applications. Well, I'll turn that off, see what happens. Blocked Streamlabs from blocked Streamlabs. Oh, it's gone. I want to see what it says. Oh, interesting. So an app was basically drawing over the top of my stream. Okay, so that's gone now. I've turned enable draw on top off. So that was that frigging thing. That's what was causing it. Enable draw on top. I turned it off. And now it seems to be working. Finally. How long have we been doing this? For about an hour? That's just crazy. So some app somewhere was basically trying to shove an advertisement possibly into my live stream, but it wasn't working. It was just a black box. Jesus Christ. Sorry. I am just really annoyed. I mean, this is just not acceptable. This is like someone coming in your home, like the old vacuum cleaner men used to do to sell vacuums. My dad used to sell vacuums. But it's like somebody throwing muck on your carpet and saying, I'm going to show you how effective my vacuum cleaner is. And then say, oops, sorry, my vacuum's broken. I can't clean the mess up. Yeah, so somebody's throwing all this crap onto my screen, blocking out everything that I'm doing without saying or asking permission or anything, or even explaining to me what it's all about. Right, so I'm going to get back to part 2 now. I'm not making this again, so I've had it. Part 2, the desulfator circuit is working. Yesterday the voltage on the battery was higher at about 16 volts because the impedance of the battery was extremely high. It wasn't holding a charge on one of the cells. So every time I unplugged the charger, the voltage would drop down to about 10 volts because one cell was completely knackered, let's say. I was going to say something else. But anyway, so I, after about a 24-hour period of time of using my desulfator circuit, which I built about 5 years ago, and it is sending pulses into the battery through these red and black leads, quite short leads, using the inductors and this circuit which I got online. I could possibly show you this circuit actually, it might be a good idea. So actually I will do. I'm going to show you the circuit. Just let me get it up on the screen because you might be interested in building it. Now apparently this guy who did the circuit has disappeared, and which is a shame because it's a really good circuit. It seems to work. Now let me just unplug this charge lead. Right, let me just give you a nice good image of this circuit so you can so that you can actually pause the video and maybe print it out. But that's the circuit, right? I think that's long enough. Now what you can do is use a polyfuse between the 12 volts in that comes from the battery and the actual board of about 500 milliamps to protect the MOSFET from basically blowing up if you have too higher pulses, which can happen. And thank God I have a 500 milliamp polyfuse, because if I didn't, that I would have probably had to replace that MOSFET a number of times, because there's been occasions when the pulses have been so big and the actual current coming back out of the battery, which energizes the coils and then it's pulsed back into the battery, just cause a massive surge. So anyway, that's the particular board that we're using, and the frequencies that we're using on my oscilloscope, the optimum frequency is about 2.333 kilohertz, but it's changing a bit. It's actually 2.329 right now. The frequencies are controlled by the timer. The TLC 555CP. It's a normal 555 timer. That's what's controlling it's a bit of a mess. There's quite a bit of thermal heatsink cement scattered around. I had to use that to stick the heatsink on, you see. I didn't bolt it on, there's no screw there, so I just stuck it on with thermal glue because it was an experiment to see if it would work, and it's just been left like that. So anyway, the pulse frequency is basically 400 nanoseconds. The voltage now is actually dropped because the impedance of the battery has fallen, and as the battery impedance resistance, DC resistance, is dropping down, the actual battery is slowly starting to charge back up again, because that particular cell that was faulty before is actually starting to take a charge. So what we're seeing now is the erratic behavior of the pulses means that they're actually doing work. They're actually able to decrystallize the battery, so they're actually shattering those sulfur crystals that are stuck to the plates and reinvigorating the back into solution, so that the battery cell can actually do its job. Anyway, so if I go up, I'm trying to hold this phone without pushing buttons. So if I go down, you'll notice that many of these pulses are small. That's because the reason why some of the pulses are smaller than other pulses is because those are the times when the signal is probably colliding with a crystal, or it's missing a crystal, so the actual pulse gets through with minimal high resistance, so the pulse is actually smaller. But when the pulse is higher, it's actually reaching out further until it hits a crystal and does its job and I can't say the word, but basically puts the solution back into salt. Yeah, you know what I mean. Anyway, so this is what we've got after a day of rejuvenating this particular battery. Oh, that's interesting. The pulse width's gone up to 2. It was at 2 microseconds. It was a nanosecond a while ago. That's strange. This rejuvenator seems to work very peculiarly. Oh, I know why. It's because I've changed the. Yeah, that's it. Right, there we go. 200 nanoseconds. I wasn't getting an accurate reading. That's why. And we're on the 14 microsecond scale. 2.33 kilohertz frequency. The nominal voltage really is about what, 14.2 volts. That's where are we? No, 14.6 RMS. Anyway, it's working. So I'm going to basically leave this running, and I'm going to move it to another location and leave it running on this battery for a few days, or probably a week, and see how it does. Because I've got other projects I want to get on with, and my fans are all printed, ready to assemble, which are over there. So I want to get on with that other project. So, but I'm probably going to move this lot tomorrow. I'm just going to leave it where it is for now, because I wanted to keep an eye on the oscilloscope just to see how it's progressing. Moving this into the other room is going to be a bit hard for me to keep the oscilloscope connected to it, because unless I stick it on the bloody bed, so I don't want to be doing that. Anyway, so just to let you know where we are at the moment, it's working so far, so good. Sorry about this oscillation, it seems to be because I'm too close or something. Anyway, that's it for now, and sorry about the aggravation with the box and everything at the beginning, but I made 2 previous live streams and it was just really annoying me because it just appeared. I didn't even see it when I was filming. It just happened, and that is extremely rude of whichever person is responsible for that particular box appearing. Oh, I will show you a little bit more about this PDF. You might have someone to find it online, but it's basically lead acid battery desulfator. It's written by Alistair. Oh, if I can do this, hang on. Alistair Cooper in the yellow. Alistair Cooper. Or you could contact me and I'll try and email it to you or something, because I've had it about 5 or 6 years and everything seems to be disappearing off the internet for some reason. Big Brother, censorship, whatever. But there's a 24 volt. There's a 24 volt version. Hang on a minute. Might as well get that in as well. There's a 24 volt version there. Get that good. There you go. Anyway, you've seen that. You've seen the 24 volt version as well. That's it for now.